Hello everyone, my name is Waki and I am going to show you my process for repainting dolls using this reproduction Rochelle Goyle. This is one of the first dolls I didn't really have a whole concept for going into, so I'm excited to see how she turns out. First, we have to remove the face that she came with acetone. I use this cheap nail polish remover to do it and it works just fine. 100% acetone is probably better, but I use what I have because I'm cheap. This is where I start seeing her face mold for the first time ever. I usually repaint the newer Monster High dolls like Generation 3, since the Generation 1 molds are a lot smaller and have more defined eyeballs. I really like her face mold. Her eyes seem bigger than Claudine's or Frankie's, which I have a lot of trouble with. This took me about 3 minutes to erase the face total. Next, I take her apart, and this is how you can tell that she's a reproduction because she has the updated G2 arm pegs, and they are more solid and less likely to break. I take her apart so she's easier for me to handle and so I don't ruin any of her clothes. Then I wash her face off with dish soap and water to wash off any acetone residue to prevent it from eating the plastic over time. After I dry her, I get her to my bench to wrap her hair up with a rag and some pins. I know it's disturbing to watch me lobotomize this doll several times, but it's to protect her pretty hair for what comes next. Next, I spray on Mr. Super Clear UV Cut Matte. Specifically because it adds some texture to the doll's face and allows me to sketch easier with pencils. Without it, it's a lot harder to draw on the face and body. While I let that dry, I start working on my concept. As I said, I didn't have a very solid plan going into this doll, but I knew I wanted her to have an ethereal, elegant look, very much inspired by the work of Nanita's dolls on Instagram, link in description. I also really wanted to have purple lips, like she did on her prototype doll. Other than those core features, everything else was figured out through this drawing. Now I start to sketch out her features, which is really the most fun part for me because you get to see your creation come to life in almost real time. However, recording it was very difficult for me since I normally sketch like this, but I tried to get as much of the sketching process done on camera. And this is the finished sketch of her features. I was very excited at this point because this is one of the cleanest sketches I have ever done, and I was very excited to start painting, and then I decided to freehand some cracks onto her face and on the rest of her body. With all the sketching done, it was time to move on to the painting stage. The sketching phase took me about 30 minutes total, and I'm very happy with how it turned out. I then take my white acrylic paint, water it down, and I start laying it on the face as a base coat for the colors. This step isn't exactly required because she is a fairly light-skinned doll, so any colors I do lay down will pop anyway, but I like to do it because it helps me map it out. Next, I put the shadows of the eye in, and then I start working on her pink iris. And the color that I mixed happened to be the perfect shade for her eyebrows, so I also filled those in. Next was the blue iris. Next, I did the pupils, and I tried to make sure that they were even, and then I did some eyeliner, and then because I paint like this, I once again didn't record a lot of it, so here is a little slideshow progression. And this is the finished doll. I think she came out so gorgeous, and I was so happy with how the cracks turned out. I think I added a lot of depth, especially using different shades of gray and black, but I just love her face. I definitely think I could have done it cleaner if I spent a little bit more time on it because I have a bad habit of rushing my dolls. This one took about 2.5 hours, which is a little bit longer than my usual 1 hour face-ups. I even added a little crack to one of her arms. Here's where I'll be showing you my products that I used for this doll. Skip to this timestamp if you want to skip this. For the eyeshadows and lips, I used Master's Touch Acrylic in light purple. For one of the eyes and the eyebrows, I used Master's Touch Acrylic with Persian Red. The white was Master's Touch Titanium White. Liquitex Medium Magenta for the eye. And then this random bottle of Dick Blick Acrylic that I've had for eons, and I love it. And then finally, Master's Touch Pale Blue for the blue eye. These are the brushes I use. Tamiya modeling brush HF, and a fine touch spotter. Now it's time for the final step, which is blushing her face and body. I use these artist pastels, and I just go in with a brush and I just add some to her cheeks and her shoulders and her bust and her knees. After blushing, I take her outside to cover her with one last layer of MSC. After she's all dry and good, I take her out of her lobotomy prison. And yikes, her hair has seen better days. But I think it's just so fun to see it finally revealed, especially with the hair, because it just adds so much. The hair does so much for a doll. And I love her hair so much, it's so soft. Now it's time to restyle. And I can't forget you. I make her an outfit out of my various clothes and do her hair, and then I pick out her accessories, her shoes, and her earrings and jewelry. Honestly, restyling is probably my least favorite part because I suck at it so hard, but this is the final girl. She is all done up with all her accessories in and her outfit, and she is just a baddie, and she is now in a happy place in my collection, and I'm so happy to have made her. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions, thoughts, or advice, please let me know in the comments below.